What's up, welcome back, my channel. Today is part 5 of my F1 26 my career. Today is going to be the Saudi Arabian GP. I'll admit it here first, guys, this is not one of my favorite circuits. I'm not the greatest at Jeddah, but let's see what we can do here. As in Q1 we managed to just make it out of there with P16 coming into Q2. I wasn't sure what we could have done there, but we managed to just make it out of one position, and then in Q2 we get eliminated in P15. So we're gonna have to take that and see what we can do with it into the race as we're gonna go on to the Saudi Arabian round.
Welcome to one of the fastest races in the entire calendar, and while it's one of the newer races on the F1 World Tour, it's already staked its reputation as a fan favourite. It's Jeddah, and it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Max Verstappen, and Hamilton. Hadjar, Albon, Gasly, and Carlos Sainz. Piastri, Bortoleto, Liam Lawson, and Lindblad. Rodriguez, Behrman, Franco Colapinto, and Lance Stroll. Alonso, Ocon, Bottas, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Alright, guys, here we are going to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as we're off to 4. Now it's going to be 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go off to the Saudi Arabian GP. We got Antonelli with a very good start. Charles Leclerc going on the offense for second place, fighting with George Russell. We also have Lando Norris and Max Verstappen fighting for fourth place. Then we're going to be having Lewis Hamilton, Isaac Hadjar fighting for 6th place. Right now we're going to be seeing the fight between Charles Leclerc and George Russell. They're side by side coming into turn 4. And now we're going to be seeing George Russell maybe get the advantage of the Monegasque, and he gets that one done. As you guys are going to be seeing the start from my race perspective here, as we're off to 5 red lights and lights out, and away we go. We're right behind Arben Lindblad. We're going to go on that overtake. We got a way better start in there. We used a bit of deployment coming into turn 1. We already overtake both of the Vizcash RB drivers and my teammate as he backs out pretty early. And now we're going to go for that overtake on Pierre Gasly. We get that one done. And now we're going to be going on the offense on Carlos Sainz. And Carlos Sainz coming into turn 3 side by side. And there's a little bit of contact, but we managed to get that position done there. As now we're going to be seeing Charles Leclerc and George Russell fighting for P2 as George Russell loses the position not only to Charles Leclerc but also to Lando Norris. And now I'm right behind Lewis Hamilton, which I think made a mistake, and now he's down in P9 as we're going to go for that overtake on the 7-time world champion. We get it done as we're seeing Albon and Piastri fight right in front of us, and they're taking a little long. As I make a little bit of a mistake here, let Lewis Hamilton through. And now we're going to be seeing me and Carlos Sainz fighting for P10, which was not really much of a competition there, as he was obviously going to get that overtake done. But now I have a way better exit than him. Coming into the straight, we have the DRS, deployment mode, and all of that, and we get it done right back into P10 we go. As now we have to go on a chase on Lewis Hamilton, although I don't think we have the pace for that, nor do we have the car for that. As now we're going to be seeing Carlos Sainz back at it again, trying to go from the outside, and he doesn't get it done, as also Pierre Gasly takes advantage of that, gets that overtake done, And now coming into lap 5, it's between me, Sainz, and Gasly for P10, as I'm going to get that overtake done on the French driver, and now potentially go on the chase for Carlos Sainz, although I think Williams has the better car coming into this weekend. But next weekend though, we have some upgrades coming in, so we'll see how our car is going to be performing next weekend, as we have Charles Leclerc overtaking Lando Norris here for P3, and now we're going to be having him again overtaking Lando Norris for P3, for P2 now actually. And then we're going to be having George Russell and Max Verstappen were fighting. Now it's between Verstappen and Norris, and now he's also going to get an overtake done on Charles Leclerc. He got a double overtake, and now George Russell fighting with Lando Norris for P4. But that was incredible from Max Verstappen getting a double overtake on Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc as I come into the pits in lap 8. As here in lap 7 we have again Charles Leclerc getting an overtake done on Max Verstappen, and so is Lando Norris, as they have the slipstream here is very strong, and it's a lot of pace you're going to be having if you're behind the car coming into this straight, as it's going to be Lando Norris and Max Verstappen now fighting, and Lando Norris seems to get the better of 4-time world champion, as now I'm going for that overtake done on Pierre Gasly. And we also catch up to my teammate, which is on the 1-stop, which means he has slower tires than us. However, we're going to be going for that overtake on Gabriel Bortoleto here sooner rather than later, so he does not slow us down. However, he has helped us a little bit. Now we have Antonelli and Lando Norris, I think, fighting for P2. Yes, they are fighting for P2. Antonelli now with the outside, and Lando Norris on the inside, and Antonelli does not get the better of Lando Norris. However, I go for that overtake on my teammate, rounds the outside into the turn, and we get it done. And now we'd have to chase Behrman. However, that's easier said than done, as in lap 17 we come in once again for our second pit stop, while we're watching this battle here between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, and Isaac Hadjar also coming into here, as Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen obviously were rivals back in 21. Max Verstappen won that title. They've had drama here in this circuit in real life back in 2021, so it's interesting to see, as here we have Lewis Hamilton overtaking Isaac Hadjar, and now maybe going on the chase for Max Verstappen, as Ferrari is looking to have a win here today, as Charles Leclerc has had a really good strategy, surprisingly, and it's looking like he's going to manage to get that P1 if they keep fighting between Antonelli and Norris. But we're going to have to see through to the end of this race if this keeps going on. And now we're going to be having Leclerc and Norris. Now he has caught up, and now he's getting that overtake done on Charles Leclerc, as he gets it done pretty smoothly. However, Charles Leclerc has the better pace on the straight, and if you're in front and you have no one in front of you on the straight, you are basically a sitting duck, just like Lando Norris was. And now Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen fighting here for P6, and it looks like Lewis Hamilton gets the better of the Dutch driver, and he gets it. And now it's back into lap 20, fighting once again between the two Red Bulls and Lewis Hamilton here. And now it's Isaac Hadjar going on the chase for Max Verstappen here. He's going for that position here. He's going for P7. Is he going to get it done? Is Isaac Hadjar going to overtake Max Verstappen? It does not look like it right now, but he could have gotten it done in a bit. Now both of the Red Bulls have overtaken Lewis Hamilton, as Isaac Hadjar overtakes Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton takes a slipstream to overtake Max Verstappen also, and maybe he's going to overtake also Isaac Hadjar, as he's going for it here. Is he going to manage to get that move done on Isaac Hadjar? It looks like it will be done, as Lewis Hamilton gets that overtake done, and into the final lap here, Ferrari with a very commanding race, with a very good strategy, and at the end of the race, it looks like Charles Leclerc will be winning the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, with Lando Norris coming in second and Antonelli in third place. And then we're going to be having George Russell in fourth, Oscar Piastri in fifth, Lewis Hamilton in sixth, Isaac Hadjar in seventh, and beating his teammate Max Verstappen, as here on the last lap we're really struggling with the car. We have very worn out engine, we have very worn out ICE. That was the problem we're coming in with the weekend, and we have very worn out tires as Ocon overtakes us, but we are determined to stay at least in P15 where we started, so we didn't lose any positions, nor did we gain. It was kind of a very mid race for us. We started in P15, finished in P15. We didn't gain anything, nor did we lose anything. The car wasn't there. However, Ferrari's car was, and they have won today's race. But what I was saying is, basically, the car was not there for us. We had not the best car today. We had a bit of a lot of wear on our IC. We have some upgrades coming into the next race. Hopefully in Miami we'll have a better race. But now we're seeing here as Charles Leclerc lifts the trophy to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as it was a pretty interesting race for him. Coming into this race, we thought that Mercedes would win as they had a 1-2 in quali, but I guess that changed as we had Charles Leclerc in first, Lando in second, and Antonelli in third place, as it was a pretty great race as now they're celebrating. And yeah, we're going to be seeing what we can do for next weekend. Hopefully we can get a better result next weekend than today, but for now, we got P15. There's not much we could have done about it. There's not much. So end of this weekend, we have here a secret meeting with none other than Ferrari. We have a secret meeting with Ferrari, as obviously this is the team. This is my favorite team in real life, so I will be continuing talks with Ferrari. I wasn't expecting to get approached so early on with my career, but I'm pretty happy about that, as we're going to continue talks with Ferrari. However, let's focus on this season right now, as we're in 8th place in the drivers and in 5th in the constructors. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.